Anderson Cooper 360, weeknights at 8 and 10 on CNN.
This 45-second 911 call captures the last moments of Travyon Martin's life. Listen. The key and contentious question, who is screaming? Is it Travyon Martin or is it neighborhood watchman George Zimmerman, the man accused of murdering him?
So you think he's yelling help?
Yes.
All right, what is your...
After a single gunshot is heard on the tape, the screaming suddenly stops.
I don't hear him yelling anymore. Do you hear anything?
No, I don't, because I'm hiding upstairs. There was a gunshot right outside our house.
That's why prosecutors insist those screams came from a desperate, unarmed teenager fighting for his life. They are leaning on experts like this.
I had an exemplar of George Zimmerman from his reenactment. The screams don't match at all. So that's what tells me that, okay, it's not George Zimmerman of the screams that I presented.
But the defense says the state's expert is relying on unproven science. Instead, defense attorneys point to the testimony of an FBI speech scientist who told the court that with current technology, it's just not possible to determine whether the voice on the tape belongs to Travyon Martin or George Zimmerman. The speech scientist said with just 3 seconds of uninterrupted screaming on that 911 call, there is no way to know for sure.
We determined that screaming was not normal. It was pretty much uttered by someone who was facing probably imminent threat of death or something. Very difficult to analyze.
Still, the neighbor who made the 911 call told AC 360 she believes it was Travyon Martin screaming for help that night.
I definitely could tell that it was a younger, youthful voice than it was the deep voice that I heard when they were arguing, and I heard them outside my window.
Travyon's mother also told us she has no doubt the screams came from her son.
People can say anything they want to. I just personally don't believe it. I know that it was my son that was crying out for help.
But George Zimmerman's father testified the screams belonged to his son.
Were you able to identify whose voice it was screaming for help?
Yes, sir.
And whose was it?
It was absolutely George's.
And it's not the only phone call from that night that has stirred up controversy. Last year, it was Zimmerman's call to 911. At issue, Zimmerman was accused of using the F word, followed by the word coons when talking about Travyon Martin to the dispatch operator. Listen.
Okay. Which entrance is that he's heading towards?
The back entrance.
Audio expert Tom Owen's conclusion, Zimmerman actually used the word punks. Listen again. That bit of the call only lasted about 1.6 seconds, but the controversy still lingers.
Travyon Martin was not profiled because he was black. George is not a racist.
He may not be a racist, but a jury will soon decide if George Zimmerman is a murderer. Randy Kay, CNN, Atlanta.